Hi, my name's Phil Winters, and I'm really pleased to be with you. If you're watching this video, it means that one or more of you have downloaded, purchased, and hopefully read the book Customer Impact Agenda, Doing Business from the Customer Perspective. In that book, we talk a lot about the customer perspective, and that's what I'm kind of going to try to do here today is introduce you to the topic a little bit. Because if you're watching, you're probably doing a workshop on the topic. And I really wish I could be with you the entire time, but since I can't, maybe this video will help. Let's start with a common foundation that everybody in the room can understand. A customer orientation. Every organization on the planet is customer oriented. Let's face it, we have to be customer oriented, regardless of how we define customer, because we're in business, and we're in a successful business. And you don't have a successful business unless you are customer oriented. But customer orientation is interesting. That view comes from us, from inside, from the organization. And it takes many forms. Sometimes we call it CRM. Sometimes we call it customer experience. Sometimes we call it the customer journey. In all cases, what we're trying to do is help our customers as they purchase our product or our service, as they take delivery, as they start using that product or service. We need to be there to make sure that that experience, when they interact with us, is a good one. And that is fantastic. It's the basis for everything we have today. And it's incredibly important to be customer-oriented with customer experience or the customer journey. However, that's not enough. Because in today's world, every other organization is also being customer-oriented, and we need to get a little bit of an edge so that we are more successful. What can we do to actually help us there? Well, the first thing we can do is we can take the perspective of our customers. Now, to do this, I need to just give you a little explanation, and it looks like this. We each go through a decision cycle to determine something. It starts with needs. Those needs are things that are important to us. When we have a need, we go through and we look at the options available. We start researching. We then start comparing. We approach and we take a decision for the product or service, and we start using it. At the end of this cycle, we have a memory of that entire process. And this thing is called the decision cycle. And it's something that has to do with cognitive psychology and nothing to do with marketing. It's very, very interesting. Let me just give you an example. I need to take a decision, or I want to make a decision about drinking a cola or water. Both can be cool and fresh, but there will be positive and negative traits of my two different options. But at some point, I will determine what's important for me and make and take that decision. Cheers. Water. Now, sometimes that whole cognitive psychology process happens very, very quickly. But sometimes we actually need to start interacting with our environment. And this is why the customer perspective is so interesting. Think of the 5 senses. As an individual, I can only see, I can smell, I can taste, I can touch, I have my ears, and if I want more information that is in my brain, I have to use those 5 senses. Touch points are how I go about doing that. When I make a decision, there's going to be the old classic touch points that I used. Maybe I go to a shop. Maybe I go and talk to a salesperson. Maybe I get something through the post that helps me make a decision. But more and more, there are the new social media touch points that we're using to make our decisions in all aspects of life, whether it be consumer or business to business. And that's why this whole thing is very interesting and why it's important that we focus on it. The decision cycle has not changed. Our needs have not changed. But the way we make decisions, the touch points we use, our behavior around those touch points has changed drastically.